Namaste. Some of you have reported that Saturday meeting looks like a festival, like a festival time. I also feel the same. Or retreats or intensives, they look like a festival time. Hey, let's have that festival. That kind of beautiful feeling is there in the team. Also, I noticed it. It is like this. It is true. What is that festival? I feel that all of us can live much more life in a way. Let me define what I mean by life when I'm saying like this. A life not like life events or experiences. Life means that life which is life, aliveness itself, that being of life, I feel we all can live much more that being of life, and we have that sense that I can, but we are not able to for some reason. We are caught up in a certain way of looking or certain state of energies or, believe about ourselves also. And when we come together on Saturday or on a retreat or in a retreat, during a retreat or a intensive, then we kind of are made free from all those things for the time being. It just happens that our togetherness has such a effect that we become free from that, and we get to live so much more life. Like without going in special events, that going to a holiday or going to a mountain or something, we just get to live so much more life. And that's what is the festival. So basically, festival is this living more life, more aliveness, more being. We are the being also, no? Like we are that aliveness of life. When we live more aliveness of life, we feel more alive. You see what I'm saying? We are that being of life. When we live more of the being of life, we feel more who we are. We feel like I am more who I am really, truly. And that's which brings joy, peace, happiness, sense of celebration, stability also, like assurance, like a lack of fear also. So like this, I invite all of you to this festival of this Saturday, in my heart, in my being, in this moment, totally. All my love for all of you.
Namaste, Rajee. Just before this meeting started, you shared and connected. And that time you said that we look in the mind and then we can go away also. And then become like effortlessly we can be ourselves. And that shaken me up because for last few days, whenever I am with you, I feel kind of like here, joy and peace. But I was not understanding because there was a misunderstanding that I am in the mind. I sometimes come out and meet you and feel joy. But actually it was opposite was happening. And suddenly I felt like, oh, this is a opposite, upside down. So that's...
But I understand what you're saying, but say more clearly. What do you mean
upside
by
down means like I was doing effort to be away from the mind. Actually, that effort was to be in the mind. That was upside down. when I am away from the mind, when I am with you or in the satsang, then no need to do any effort to see the mind even, whether what the mind is doing. So that was the misunderstanding, that when I am not here in the satsang, I need to do effort to be away from the mind or do something. Actually, I need to be relaxed wherever I am. That I now understood. Like,
it's a very good understanding, really. It's a very, very good understanding, really. You know? Because I remember myself also long time back, I kind of identified my problem. You know, like my problem was that my seeing was stuck in the mind. You know, meaning I was just seeing in the mind or through the mind continuously, and I wanted to see without the mind. You know, and I was not able to. But like, so I became clear that this is the only thing I have to do, that I have to make my attention free from it, you know, in some way. Because habit is bringing my attention again continuously, not again, continuously into the mind, and through the mind I am seeing everything, which is false. Mind is false, and what I see through the mind is also false. You know, that was the feeling that time. So I can understand very much what you are saying. And it's a very good revelation, I feel. Then you are understanding what is just sitting meditation. Like, I do not do just sitting meditation because that is natural in my being now. Remaining in the being as the being is natural for me, and that can help you like a taste of something which you all also want to taste now. It can energetically encourage you, vibration-wise, it can encourage you, you know, when we are together, to remain as the being, to not do anything, you know, to stay in the way of the being, no? Yes. And this is where you are learning the deepest truth of life, first of all, about yourself. That I don't need to do anything to be myself. Like most of the attractions of the mind will be finished very soon now. Because the biggest attraction mind can create for us, or does create for us, is based in the offer that you will become something, I will become something. Like either I will become a better person, and finally I will become the self. No? Now you are saying, no, I cannot become the self or the being or whatever I am. I don't know what I am, but I can only be what I am, which I already am, by relaxing. Meaning I can only live what I am already. No? I don't have this option to become that. No? And this is what is core of fundamental meditation, just sitting. Not trying to become anything. If we are not trying to become anything, then there's almost nothing there to do with the mind. You know? Check everyone right now. Don't try to become anything and see, do you have anything to do with the mind? Right now. Meaning in the practical life, yes, we will always have something to do with the mind. But right now, when we are not dealing with practical life in any way, generally, then our participation with the mind will be very limited now. Like our participation continuously is mainly because we are trying to become something, and mind is promising or helping us in that. Trying to help it in a way. No? It's good, it's good. Enjoy being here right now. Because this kind of opportunity should not be missed. No? Try to understand one thing. I think many of us, if not all, will be able to understand this. You go to, let's say, any social media app in your phone or on your computer, on your device, no? And then what happens? Then watching something, seeing something happen, then scrolling, then scrolling, then scrolling, then keep scrolling happens. You see what I'm saying? This is what is mind. So that scrolling is happening anyway inside us. That social media is only working like a external support for that tendency which is going on inside us continuously, day and night. That's why it is so famous. Because it is directly connect, like it has touched the very nerve of human life. No? So, like a like like restlessness is there, and out of that is scrolling for new thought, other feeling, new thought, new thought inside, and more restless, more tired, and up to some degree like so exhausted that we just go to sleep at some point, no? And then in the morning back to the same circle. Just being aware of it is going to help us a lot. Help us a lot in remaining in the being, free from that habit of scrolling the mind. Because mind is not trying to stick onto us. It is like a circular advertisement system where it just shows its advertisement that okay, this is on offer, like 30% off, you know, and you feel it's fine. 40% off. Oh, if 40% off was on the shirts, then maybe. And then the next thought comes, 40% off on shirts. No, you see. Even the what we call browsers or other apps read our watching history, and based on that they serve advertisements to us. They have learnt all of this from inside only, no? Because our mind is doing all of that already and all the time. Based on what we are interested in, it shows us the advertisements inside. No? It shows us those kind of thoughts inside us. No? Always. That's why they look so fitting somehow. Oh yeah, this is important right now. You see what I mean? So mind knows exactly what will fit in right now. As soon as, like, let's say we are sitting quietly in the being, and there is just a very slight feeling to look for something or to experience something. That feeling is manifested in the form of suitable thoughts. They fit so well. Oh wow. And that's where we. So we don't need to be free from thoughts. And we cannot be free from thoughts also in this way. We need to be free from those tendencies, those feelings inside us which are seeking for support in the form of thoughts. If we can be aware of that in the depth of our being, that do I want to do anything right now? And if yes, what? That clarity, that awareness in the being is also very necessary when we are doing just sitting meditation. Like a clear declaration that I have decided to not do anything and just be enjoying my being. No? And alertness is also there, enough light, enough of alertness, awareness that if a feeling comes inside me, I'm going to ignore it. Because if we cannot ignore that feeling is going to become an extended hand which is going to hold on to a thought very soon, or a thought process after that. And then we are caught up in that thought process. So are we caught up in the thought process? Actually not. We are caught up in a feeling which needs a support of a thought or a thought process. Be free from the feeling, you are free from thought or thought process. Like be free from the need of that feeling. Like that feeling gives us something. And as soon as we become free that I don't want that which this feeling will give me, I am free to sit quietly in my being. Like right now. I don't mean that we should not attend that feeling ever. But why right now? Why right now? So right now if we attend, it will be like a slavery to that feeling. If we attend it when we want to, it will be a mastery. Attend it when you want to, later on, but not right now. Right now we have declared that I just want to quietly sit and do nothing else. And like this, it is going to show our internal connections, unconscious slavery, and As we will become free, conscious of it, we will become free from it. No? So I think it's very good. No? Thank you.
It's like before there was a misunderstanding that this is normal. I'm out of the satsang, this is normal and it will go like this. But now it doesn't seem like that way.
Meaning it is normal to lose contact with that vibration of being?
G.
Yeah. No, it should not be normal. It is normal because most of us are failing to understand what is actually what is the understanding of this, what is the message in this core meditation. And that's why we are not succeeding. And now kind of taking help of each other to support each other in that failing, no? That no, it is normal to feel like this. It should not be normal like this. It should totally not be normal like this, that we go out of satsang and we don't remain in the vibration. No? Even there our mind is playing. Even in the seekers, the mind is playing there. Like we have assumptions that no, it is normal to take time, it is normal to go through processes, it is normal to drift away, It is normal maybe, but is it okay for you? Think about it. Yeah. Because way back home or the journey back home is not really a group activity in that way. Even if we are in a group like this, no, it's a alone activity. No? Thank you. Good that you see that. No? Thank you, beloved. Deepa, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
At times when I want to talk to you, I have questions, but it all goes away when I'm trying to talk to you. And
I think it is normal in satsang because I also sometimes have very beautiful topics that come like, like a framework also and then it's kind of gone. But I think the best is what we are discussing right now, I feel. That is best actually. So go ahead and discuss what you want to discuss right now.
uh, okay, can you share some light on energy as to how it, how it moves? I understand, but how to diverge it when it is coming my way, or I just need to be aware about it and then let it go out of my system.
Meaning you are saying that there is an energy inside me, inside my system, and that comes in the way of like I'm doing something. Let's say I'm trying to do something in the activity, like as activity, or I'm just sitting in myself. Which one you are talking about?
I'm talking about if I'm around group of people and I can observe the energy transfer happening from one being to the other being, and somehow I see that energy in me, some in some parts. How to I know that that is the energy that gets accumulated, and then you have to transform it by doing meditation. But is there a way that you just dodge it? You don't let it enter inside you, or it is necessary that it should enter inside you?
Uh, I don't I don't see it like this. Anything which you are experiencing inside you is already inside you, no? So it doesn't have to enter. It is already entered, no? It's not about whether it can enter inside you or not. It's about something else, no? So can you again say that what you are trying to say?
So, let's say there are four people in a group. I am one of them. And one person is, cranky for some reason. That person is trying to, transfer that energy, or trying to, hollow himself from that energy or herself from that energy. And energy can never be destroyed, it can be transferred,
Transformed.
right? So,
Not transfer
yes,
only, but transformed also. No?
transform, yes. So, the energy transfer will happen, or it can be diverted from one being, and then, or it will transfer.
Uh, yeah, now understood. See, so there are two things about energy we are talking right now. You said transfer, energy transfers from one being to another, one being in one form to another. And I am saying that there is a way of transforming energy also. So we are talking about transforming later, but right now we are talking about transfer from one to another. That from one to another basically is dependent on the receptivity. Like what I am receptive for, I am going to attract that. Even if even if such beings are not there inside around me that time, I'll find myself going in those areas, those parts of life, those scenes of life also, because my energy is pulling me, like it is hungry of something, like there is a receptivity for that, there is a hunger for that inside me, which mostly we are not aware of. As soon as we are aware of that, it is like a vampire inside us which needs blood. No? Basically, it is some tendency which is dying, which needs life, and it gets life from the similar vibration which is present in others. So, that energy or presence of other will help us in bringing that tendency alive inside us, no? Which otherwise is going to die, no? So this is where clarity will be very important. That do I want to keep such a energy, such a tendency inside me or not? And clarity as a being, not as the person. Because as a person, we are really very we don't go very deep. Like we choose always that the same energy in others we don't like, but the same energy inside us we are okay. But you are not talking about that. You are saying no, I am not interested in that energy inside me also now. And that's more than enough. If you are clear that this part of my energy inside me, I'm not interested in it. I'm developing or I'm growing a different way of doing things in life now than this way, you know. Then this is going to be a useless activity. It is going to die, like, useless tendency is going to die by itself. So this is something that can be understood. Like there was a friend one time who said to me that I go to a restaurant and I have friends there, but somehow I have grown now, outgrown. Like I'm not in that kind of energy state where they used to be, and I used to be also, and we used to be very nice friends. But I still like that restaurant and its coffee, because this is the best coffee there in the town, and I want to go there, and I don't want to go to their seats, so I don't go to their tables, but I don't want them to come to my table also, because I find it a bit kind of uncomfortable to say no to them. I said just stick to your decision. Like the less we struggle inside us, the more powerful we become in a way, and we start manifesting something, like a aura, which takes care of many things. That aura, that presence, no. So if we stick to the clarity that no, I don't want to have anything to do with this kind of energy, does not mean that I don't want to do anything in life, but I want to do things in different way now, not in the way of person now, no, or not in the way of this type of person, let's say. Then our connection, our attraction, our involvement, and all of that transfer of energy will stop actually. So there is a sort of a softness we have towards it, like an attraction, like a magnetism we have towards it inside our being. When that magnetism dries, totally, then that kind of energy cannot enter inside us. Meaning our being is not working as a host for those energies anymore. It does not mean that that energy cannot enter inside us. But it simply means that that energy cannot stay inside us anymore. Because it will not find any hooks for that. There are specific hooks for a specific type of energies inside us. No? When you don't have those kind of hooks, this energy can come and very quickly just goes away. Meaning your being is not serving tea to that energy type anymore. That's why it doesn't stay overnight. No? Like that. In Zen they say like this, that let the thoughts come and feelings come and let them come and let them go. Don't serve them tea, that's all. As a matter of fact, I myself have a experience, not particular experience, but a continuous experience of working in the office and the coffee break time where we all gather together and the team and different teams also, different people of the team also. And I was reminded by my seniors also sometime or my colleague also that, hey, you have to show your presence, because I used to be so quiet in myself because this is the best time, like just enjoying the coffee and in myself, no? Like, you know what I mean? Like best meditation time. So they used to knock me like, hey, you have to kind of come back in the personal way or something. So it is possible really, what I'm saying. You just have to be clear about what do you want in this life. Life will be redesigned for you. My Lord is such a kind and loving towards every one of us. Directly and all the time. All the time. We are in this light and loving embrace of my Lord. No? Every one of us. And I feel, in a way, we are all children of my Lord, and He is giving us chance to grow in wisdom also. Even by making mistakes. You know, so Deepa, you are learning like this, by making mistakes. No? Nobody can enter inside you without your permission. Nothing can enter inside you without your permission. Nothing can stay inside us also without permission, without our interest. No? So we are actually free to design our house of this body, mind and consciousness and keep it the way we want it also. It's just that we have to understand what are the roots, what are the fundamentals of it, and accordingly change as you want to. Please understand one thing that most fundamental thing I learned through Osho, that neither for nor against. If we are against a certain energy, we are for it also. No, indifferent. Indifferent, you know. Do you see indifferent, udasin? Like neither for nor against. Even if it is there inside you, it is nothing for you. That's the way. To let it die completely. So it's clear, no?
Yes, it is.
Same thing applies to a more subtler level when we do fundamental meditation also. No? Like there are thoughts inside us. You know? And we feel that because there are thoughts inside me, thoughts rotating inside me, that's why I'm not able to sit quietly without doing anything. However, when we get chance to talk to the thoughts, hey thoughts, why are you there? They say, because you are attending me continuously, that's why I'm there. How to break the circle, and who will break the circle more importantly? Thoughts are never going to break the circle because they are not being, they are not sentient being. No, in a sense. They are movement created by the being that we are. No? How to stop it? This how to stop it is what is decision of just sitting and not doing anything. But thoughts are still there. Yeah, it's fine. Just don't do anything with them. It is like a way of indicating them that I don't want you to rotate in me. No? But it doesn't mean that if we meditate for 10 minutes per day, and expect that whole day my thoughts will not rotate inside me, that's not going to happen so easily. You understand what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Because
Can you give some?
generally
Sorry, please.
we feel that I'm looking at thoughts. No, we are generally not looking at thoughts when we are meditating. We are looking for thoughts. And we are not noticing that we are looking for thoughts, not we are looking at them. If we look at them, we have already broke up from them, that relationship of the need for them. No? We are saying I am and just looking at my thoughts. I'm just watching, watching thought, this is what is watching our thoughts, no? I'm just looking at my thoughts. I'm seeing them coming and going. Please understand very, very clearly here. Thought is not an independent thing that can happen so easily. The amount of thought which rotate inside us is not really that they are coming from outside. Thought basically is an activity. Thought is not an object, it's a process. Thinking. Thought means thinking. There is a thinking going on inside us. Please understand. So the less thinking will happen inside us, the less we will feel thoughts are there inside us. So effectively, if we don't think them, those thoughts which are happening inside us, there will be less and less thought inside us. There will be a possibility of something drifting away, like coming inside us from outside. And we will notice like an invitation, like something which can become a thought process or thinking, but just remains, okay, I'm not interested in it. No? Like when we become too lazy for thoughts and too prompt and alert or interested in ourselves, no? Like this. So when we feel that there are too many thoughts inside me right now, and that's why I'm not able to meditate. This, is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Or what is this? I feel there are many thoughts inside me right now. Is this a thought or a feeling or what? Check clearly. Because mostly it is a thought. Now thinking about thoughts is not going to help us become free from thoughts. No? Either we just see them, just look at them and do nothing else. Or best is to just sit in your being and do nothing at all about anything. And that this whole thing will settle by itself, no? We saw one very important thing I'm saying, but in a lightweight manner. Please try to connect, try to see this. We saw one very famous, like super famous film actress, no, like heroine came to Osho Ashram, no, here, and because of the culture, they are meditative, like focusing on ourselves. And we were given message also in a way that, hey, don't try to look at her so much, or like otherwise you will feel a little bit, like because she has come for meditation and like peacefulness here. So he said, okay. So everybody was told, not everybody, but whoever they could, they told, so that she can feel more comfortable. One day was very nicely, she was feeling really peaceful. Second day she started feeling restless because nobody was looking at her, and she was used to crowd looking at her all the time. No? Then she was looking for people who can look at her. No? Do you see? This is what happens inside us also. Inside us, our mind also is like this, that leave me alone, just go in your meditation. I damn care about it. Then it will start looking for you. Why you are not looking at me? Like it is seeking for food, energy or life from you. Like this. So we need to have a breakup from certain energies which we don't want in our life. Breakup, actual breakup, that I do not want it at all now. That clarity only can remove it. No other way to remove those energies. And generally we don't have breakup. We just look away from it while knowing very well that I'm going to keep them. That's why indirectly we keep giving them energy. What is indirectly giving energy? That is unconsciousness, creating unconsciousness inside us. When we indirectly give life to something inside us, that creates unconscious life inside us. You, the being, be conscious of who you are, give energy to anything you want to create inside you. Then you will live in a conscious life inside you, conscious thoughts, conscious feelings, conscious state of everything. I just am saying like this, something very, very fundamental. Try to see if you can connect to it and use it well. Thank you. Yeah, Deepa, please say.
Nothing left to say.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for all your blessings.
Thank you. It is, Deepa, very simple to see the world outside of our eyes, outside of our senses. No? It is very difficult to see that word inside us. And you are able to see that word inside you now slowly. Be free from this word only. And you will not need to be free from this word which is outside, because you have already become free after that. The moment you become really empty, empty means being empty. You, the being, is empty. Empty or detached, same thing. Even if thoughts and feelings are there inside you from the past regime, it's okay. They means really nothing. In a way, you will feel so happy. Like, the experience of the world and the whole life is so fresh and beautiful. It's very fresh, very exciting. Because new, like new all the time. Because of the word which is energetic, energy of the word inside us continuously residing, is giving us that experience of stillness in life. So it's very good. Thank you. Very, very good. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
This that you are tasting, this purity, is the pure taste of your being. And there is nothing more beautiful than this, really. But it doesn't mean that we should not or we would not experience the taste of the word. We will. But now we will know the difference. No? This purity is like eating pure food. No? And sometimes eating little bit junk food also, like that. That's also okay. No? Like it will keep our value for this alive also. The contrast, no? That how valuable this purity of being is. This itself is a taste, not what to say of tasting anything from here. No? When we taste anything from the purity of being, actually we taste two things. One, the purity of the being, and the purity of that experience also. Even the pure experience of sadness is so much more beautiful than our so-called happiness, no? That happens inside us. Because in that we experience three things. One is the purity of being, one is the purity of the experience of sadness, and we get to know what exactly sadness is first time. We are mostly running away from it. We are not meeting it as it is. No? Because we are afraid, and rightly so, because that energy is mixed with us also. So we are afraid that it's going to shake me or disturb me. Makes sense. But you, the pure being, when staying in your being, you cannot be disturbed by anything now. Your energies can be, but you cannot. Your energy means the energies of the body mind, they can be disturbed, but you cannot be. Somebody asked a very um, great being, no, awakened being, what do you do when you feel disturbed, by the event or flow of life? He said, I allow myself to feel the disturbance as clearly and deeply as I can. Because that gives me the clarity of what is disturbance. That also, in the same go, enables me to experience myself who is not disturbed, the pure being. Because it's a great opportunity for me, every time. He said like this. Like the more my being becomes clean and clear, my self-awareness becomes more sharp and deep every time. Because it has become clear to me now, I cannot be disturbed fundamentally, and yet I will experience disturbance in my life. And that's the point of deeper awakening for me every time, he said. And we all are that great being, I feel. I'm inviting all of us in this way. Let us do everything what we can when we feel disturbed, in the practical level, physical, mental, emotional level, health-wise and everything. But let us also open up for a higher attainment or achievement or benefit of it also, where we discover that which cannot be disturbed. Thank you. Very nice. Very, very nice. Anna, you want to talk?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
First of all, thank you. There is so much gratitude and for your divine involvement in my life and for seeing me in my true light. Thank you.
It's not me and you have decided about it, and yet I am also thankful to life that I'm feeling this joy of working with you and exploring like truth with you. No? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. I mean, after this, there is nothing really important to say, but in line of previous questions, because I could observe this week what was happening. I will share my observation, and because for days I was just in this not interested in anything else but in this warm beautiful whatever and because of that I could also observe what became more important, or like what took me out, or what was a challenge. And it is exactly what you were describing now in this satsang. I thought it was like just being judgmental, very judgmental, analyzing. I even sell that for money, like it's my job. I analyze things.
It's a very funny expression. No? I sold my peace for money.
Yes. Well, it's this is why it is so. It's hard to give it up, right? Because I think, or I thought, like if I lose that, then I have nothing else to give, and you know, I don't know. I can clean maybe for money then or something. But I could see it is not judgment. It is a fear of judgment. It is a fear of being judged, and this is like how you were explaining it to Deepa. It is that fear is what attracts also from the outside. Just and like the whole world is so judgmental, from just from food to politics to everything, and this is why it is so hard to stay out completely. But I choose it because I can see the what is more beautiful and what is more the biggest prize that one can have. And so no judgment or no being prepared for anything is more beautiful, or more, I don't know how to say it, safe than that place. So I'm breaking up today.
Oh, how nice! Breaking up from the old way, no?
From this fear of judgment, and from this judgmental way of being, you know.
How nice! You, the being, is so strong actually, so super strong. There is no place for you for fear actually. You are not strong really. You are anti-fragile. Every stroke, every strike, every hammering, every attack is only going to reveal that I am still not disturbed. Meaning I am undisturbed, distractible. Our fear of any attack basically is that I will be deconstructed in a way. And as you start living the truth of who you are, no? Internally somehow it is revealed that no, I cannot be deconstructed. Like there is nothing which can enter in me. I am not something which was woven. You know, I am something which was not created somehow. It just is. No? But it's very, very good. Thank you. What will happen now? You know, as a bonus, I want to tell you that there is a bonus also here. As soon as you have decided to live the full freedom of your being, that okay, I don't mind if judgment happens or inside or outside. The deeper meaning of these things will be revealed to you also. What is the place of these things? Why these things are there in me? You know, or in my life, or why such people are there in my life. Like there's a purpose of something always. It is serving some purpose. Only as long as it serves some purpose, it is there. As soon as it is useless, it just disappears from our life. Those kind of things, those kind of events, those kind of, people also, judgments, energies also, they just disappear. Because absolutely everything lives on this duality. Like it needs a support from the opposite. Like you are a opposite of something. That's why you attract the opposite of that. You know what I mean? Don't be opposite. Don't be against anything. Just be for yourself. Then nothing will be against you. You know what I mean? This is the point. Then you will be able to use everything because you are the base. You are the root of everything now. You are beyond duality now. You are in the non-dual state of your being now. You will be able to use both actually. And you will be so happy. Like life will become more rich in a way. This is another way of saying that be free from preferences now. This is another way of saying the same thing actually. No preferences now. Like fundamentally. Outer level, yes, all fine. Practical life, everything fine. Full of preferences, too much preferences, also okay. No. But like if other people are okay with that. But in the being, no preferences now. Because preference basically contracts the being, which results in manifestation of contracted state of energies in different ways. No? That's what is basically living in an ego state. Ego state means contracted state of energies. You, the being, don't contract anymore now. You remain expanded and relaxed always. No? And if you don't have preference, you will not contract also in the being. No? Meaning you have only one preference, that I want to stick to myself now. Live the purity of my being more. Know the truth of who I am more. And the balance and harmony will start coming to all the levels of body mind now. Balance, not imbalance. Balance, harmony, not in disharmony. Thank you. I think it's very good. Please say anything else.
Yes, thank you. It is not just that it's about preferences. It is also because this way of being can also mimic truth and righteousness so well. So it is almost like if I don't go with it, then I don't go for truth, or I don't go for the good thing or for the right thing. And this is the trick. This is why you say no preference is not even for the righteous thing, not even for the truth, not even for freedom or whatever else are the names of this, which is not the real truth.
Yeah. What happens actually, that why we have confusions about these things, because many practices are very useful, but they are not lifestyle of the being. They are practice only. They are a tool, not a lifestyle. And when we start taking it as a lifestyle, that's where we miss the whole point. They are like a thorn being used to remove another thorn. And this is where we miss the point. The way of the being is pure, uncontaminated and Hmm. Not mixed with anything that has happened in the past. How you can have preference now? Everything is new. Like if everything is new in this moment, how I can have preference? Preference will always come from the past. My body can have and will have preferences of the comfort, of the food it likes or dislikes, or digest or doesn't digest, and things like this. No? And other energies also may have different preferences, like internal acceptance or rejection for certain things. But if you don't have preference, basically you are choosing to be yourself. No? Not having preference, basically choosing to be yourself, or remaining as who you are, remaining as who you remain, no? And letting the truth be lived as it is also. No? So in a very subtle way, we are living in a dream, which starts from a preference. And from where the preference happens, why preference starts, we don't know. We will know that, no? In a way. But one way or the other, we are not living in our natural state. This is what it means. Natural state is that we don't have preferences. We rather have wisdom in a way, excitement in a way to meet life. Not so much preparedness. And this is the beautiful part of being. That excitement of the newness, of that, from that unpreparedness. And just have a look. When we have preference, when we are coming in a way from the past into the present, or when we are looking at the present from the past, we are not really living what is present. We are trying to convert it into something which we prefer in a way. So we are never living the real life, and we are never living the real self that we are also. No? Let me just say in the end that Anna, we are life. We heard this first of all from Guruji. No? We are life. What it means? Life means aliveness. We are this aliveness called the material. Everything is made of. We are like drops of this eternal aliveness. Fragments of this eternal aliveness. This fragment part is what is called the ego part or the separate self part. Although in reality we are never separated from the wholeness, yet we are experiencing separation. How? Through preference. Anna, through preference we are experiencing duality or separation from the wholeness, from the source. No? That's why anyone who wants to again experience oneness with the whole aliveness or life has to let go of the preference at the core level. Because whenever we are having preference, basically we are preferring to be separate from the wholeness. And who is preferring? The wholeness itself actually, but in the form of you. We are this aliveness, we are this life, we are this one life energy. And we can test it. This is the good fortune and the great opportunity as a human. Yet we can experience this one being of life, one aliveness of life, while remaining separate also from it when we look out through the body, mind and live life. No? So let's have as many preferences as we want to have when we are looking out through the body mind, the individual level. No? And let us let go of all the preferences when we drop into the being. So that we can experience that which exists. That which we are. But the one, the only one. Anand, this is meditation. This is dhyan and satsang. Dropping into that which alone exists. Living it joyfully and knowing that I am it. And all the fundamental suffering will disappear from our life now. Because the fundamental suffering is a pain of separation from the wholeness. Actually. It has been known by many different beings in different times. We are knowing it now. That fundamental suffering basically is a pain of separation from the wholeness. Like we are living as a fragment, like a drop of that eternal oceanic being. However, we want to live as the one being. No? And it is possible, right here possible. When I'm sharing, we are living also this truth. I'm not just talking about it. No? And you don't need to have preference to remain as an individual in the body mind, because that preference you already have as a whole being, whole one being. You already have that as a whole being. That's why you exist in the body. The Supreme Being already have that preference for you, maintaining that preference for you anyway. No need to do the double work now. At the individual level also, there is no need to maintain it. No? When we let go at the individual level of our fundamental preferences, we don't lose the individual as an experience. We lose the individual only as the being, to reveal the truth of one being in our heart. The individuality remains. The taste of individual will continue as long as we will live in the body, through the body. But the knowing that I am one being now will also live in us now. That contentment, that bliss of oneness with the wholeness, with the ocean, no? Will live now inside us. And we have both the things accessible to us now. You know what I mean? But without any confusion now. Now there is no actually separate self anymore. Very, very good. Thank you. Did I not tell you? It feels like a festival when we meet, no? It's a festival of love, truth, no? Freedom, being. Being is celebrating itself here, no? Even if it feels that I will become bound again, but right now I'm free. You know? Yeah, it's beautiful. No? I oftentimes get to remind, get to be reminded. Oftentimes I'm reminded by my mind about the place where I used to be. In my teenage, like that extreme boredom, like as if like death, living the death continuously, and where we are now, where I am now. Like such a vast difference between these two levels. Like there's no comparison, and yet somehow that extreme boredom is creating such a beautiful contrast for me to appreciate where I am now, where we are now by the grace of my Guru and God. Like there's so much appreciation because of that contrast. It is impossible. It was impossible for me to imagine that I can be here like this now, one day. But it is possible for every one of us. Karuna, you want to say something?
Hello, Raj.
Hello.
I was wondering what will happen to my raised hand after that long time of listening to you, because because it cannot remain unchanged after listening to you. And my hand is still here, and I was like, okay, what is my preference? What do I want to keep it like still to talk, or just to be in this light of you?
I have something to share here on this topic, and then you can talk again. No? I feel that there are some preferences being maintained by the one being for you and in you. No? And that is where when you will do something, say something, talk to me, let's say in this context right now, you will not feel that you are separated from that being, that joy, that bliss. No, that joy continues and enhances somehow now. Like that unity remains, and now the expression from that unity is coming. So that is where still there is no separate self happened here. No? Still the being, the self remains one. While the preferences are being played also. They are playing also. Like, yeah, I think I would like to talk about this. Or no, I'll let go of it. Like this.
What I was feeling was like there was something important to report, like that. And then the closer to the meeting with you it comes, like the thinner the thing becomes. And I'm like to keep it. Come on, you raised your hand, you have to report something, like that. And I was like, observing this. It's so funny, so funny. It just gets thinner, and I can't take it to you, all the time, almost like that.
It happens, yes. But it may come back right now, no? It may come back right now, or if it has come right now, come back right now, talk. If it has not come back right now, if there is not even a shadow of it, let it go. Like it's already perfectly happening what is happening right now. So either way it will happen, it will be perfect.
Yes, you told it also to me last time, that Rajee accepts you. If nobody accepts, Rajee accepts.
I did not hear well what he said.
I said that a similar thing you told me also last time, that you said if nobody accepts you, Rajee accepts. Like you don't need to play here, whatever. This morning, Rajee, I had some nice tender experience. Uh, I woke up with a feeling that I kind of can't bear myself longer, you know. And immediately I sat down and I was open, and this acceptance of myself and whatever is comes so easily, like in such moments, as if something helps me, you know, as if it just goes like that down. But I didn't want to. I didn't create it. That's true. That's for sure. It
Yeah.
just was there, and my practitioner, my inner practitioner, he cannot produce such things. Whatever I try, it's just the practitioner can't go over itself, like this threshold. It can't go over, can't step behind it. Never. Only tension happens. But sometimes this kind of little things, just some softness in the heart, arises with maybe some little desperateness in it as well, and like both together combined, just not nirvakalpa samadhi, but the place where I'm at peace. So
There is so much beautiful that is happening and possible also like this. For sure, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is the most beautiful, no? For sure. And yet, there are many things before that which are so beautiful than what we have tasted so far. No? Much more beautiful than anything that we have tasted so far. Like this, what you are saying. So try to understand that as if we are caught up in a circle of something, like circle of doing, circle of, basically circle. Just understand one thing, circle. And we have to break the circle. Breaking the circle is what is called liberation. Breaking all the circles basically inside us for a moment is what is liberation, which takes us to, so whichever circle you could break, that much joy and beauty and truth of who you are, you could live that time, and you would live that time. Then either you will go back to the previous circle from where you broke out, or you will remain in the present circle where you are, where you will find yourself to be very spacious and free, joyful and blissful, and at some point you will recognize that, oh, I am still in a circle and I want to be free from it also now. Try to taste the being that you are when we are together. Because that taste is taste of freedom, taste of liberation from all the circles, out of them, like this. Which is not like we will become free only, which is also that we actually are free from those circles even right now. So this is where this fundamental meditation, don't do anything, just sitting, comes in. It's a most fundamental understanding communicated from one being to another, that learn to not do anything, which is not only going to reduce the intensity of all that which is rotating inside us, which is not only going to make us free from the sense that I am rotating in it, which is also going to enable us to taste and feel who we are, beyond it and free from it all the time. And it may sound like a bad timing of existence that I'm the most intense experience of being caught up in these things are happening right now, and I am being invited to not do anything. It may sound like a bad timing, but it is not. It is the best timing. It is the best timing because when the circle is comfortable, then we are fast asleep in it, in the comfort. No? Then we are sleeping in the comfort of it. No? And this is the method of existence to make the circle hot. Like put it on fire, like okay. So there is a actual support from both the levels, from the level of being in terms of the decision. There is a decision in the being to wake up in the form of you now. And a support given in the form of insights inside you and understanding also. So in one sense, everything is perfectly happening. There is nothing less or there is nothing more now. I know it's not that easy, no? I'm not saying that I'm giving you some solution. You do this and then you will become free from it. I'm saying I'm sharing something, you live and wake up more. And I know you don't have any better option than this really. If you have not checked, check deeply. What are my options? The more you will become clear. This is what is clarity, checking my options. What are my options? Those people who are not so interested in satsang sometime or not able to see the benefit of it are the ones who have not seen their options clearly yet. They have the sense that I can do something about it. It's just that I have not found the right thing to do. No, you cannot do anything about it. I tell you, check this, come back to me one day that okay, see, I saw this, I did this, show me how you did. Nobody can do anything about it. But our mind, our energy, our sense of doer is there, with that energy is there which has to be exhausted by doing sadhana. No? Sadhana is something we can choose now. What sadhana I do? Sadhana basically means effort to exhaust that energy. So that we don't feel that false confidence in us anymore, that I can do something about it. So this sense of doer is what is suffering basically. Everything else is in sync with each other, nicely one. So what is suffering is just sense of doer, nothing else. Being is not suffering. I can do something and I'm not able to. That helplessness is that suffering. No? Like a residue of ego, residue of ego, residue of arrogance, like a lightweight arrogance. I can do something, I'm just not finding what to do. You are not at the mercy of the being. You are the being. So on one hand, it may not be beautiful, like all heaven, in the body, but you are waking up to who you are also, no? Beyond it. Don't you see the bonus, the reward of it? And I feel that balances it out nicely. And as a whole, we can say it's an amazing package. So anyone who feels troubled during this time can think and ask, would you like to be a person without knowing yourself but more comfortable than you are right now in the body-mind? Or would you like to continue knowing who you are even if it is not so comfortable? And surprisingly, the answer always comes in your favor that no, I want to continue as the being now. Like I don't want to go back in that model. Nobody wants to go back in that old model of person. Amazing it is. Just be clear, that's all I'm saying. Everything is perfectly in the hands of that who knows everything. And only the perfection comes out of that. I think it's very good. Thank you. Very nice. Say anything, please, if you want to.
Somehow Guruji comes to my mind right now. I remember him saying like that the freedom is not for yourself but from yourself. This this is from yourself.
Yes. This is something very beautiful. Thank you, Guruji. Freedom for yourself basically is a state of being where we are living very tightly, very strongly as an individual. So we don't have that kind of feeling or even doubt that I can be free from myself. That is so strong and solid. All the freedom we have is about what to think about this subject, that subject, not about ourselves. We don't even have freedom to think about ourselves there. But slowly, as you have walked on this path of awakening, you have come to that level where you feel, no, actually freedom from myself also is something possible. So in one sense, you can say that when this sense of individual self becomes thin, the life of the individual self also becomes like in a way not so balanced, maybe not so joyful, maybe also, like a weak, not a pleasant experience, maybe also. But then, is it not that all these things are connected to each other? They are actually one thing, not two things, no? Many things, no? They are not many things, they are just one thing, no? Like the more strong the sense of individual, the more it has energy to spend. Doesn't matter even if it is spent that energy in unhappiness, still it is happy, fundamentally. Now even bliss comes to you and you are not happy because you have so little energy as an individual to spend on. And yet that remaining energy of the individual self will play internally, will try to give confusion that I can do something, it's just that I don't know what to do now. And although it is just wearing off in a way, it's just fading away. And this is where you are now. You are feeling, hey, I actually can be free from myself. When this feeling has come, no, you have already tasted the freedom beyond it, even for a moment. No? It was not a usual thought. It was an insight, like a light of truth happening for a moment. No? It's very beautiful. Thank you. Very nice talking to you. Nishant, you want to say something?
No, Sir Rajee.
Namaste.
Thank you for the opportunity. I just raised my hand. It was so beautiful. I just want to participate. Just come in front of you. Yeah. Then I thought maybe there's something I could say, to get a validation from you. Yeah. So we were talking about preferences earlier. So it is. I think you said that we can disconnect from the usual circles of thought and energy, yeah? And finally perhaps rest in the space of the being. You don't literally say that, but I'm just expressing in one way. Yeah. And from here, beloved, it seems that we can allow. Again, there's a natural preference that the body has, for example, so from a very practical sense, if there's 4-5 different food that's kept in front of me, there's certain things I would naturally like, yeah, which my body would naturally like, yeah. So from the space of the being, perhaps again we can allow this natural preference to manifest, yeah, which is like how me as an individual will participate in existence. Yeah. So my mind also will perhaps function in a certain way that it'll create a pattern of thoughts. Yeah, but this is more natural now. I'm not holding on to any pre-existing conditions or decisions or wishes that this has to be this way. Yeah. Now it is more naturally happening, and I can allow this to manifest. Yeah. So this is perhaps more in line with the flow of existence also. Like the alignment with the existential plan. Yeah, while the being does not move, but these preferences happen in line with that. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. Actually, whenever something happens inside me, like a feeling, like a preference, like a flow, intuitive flow, it is part of a bigger flow planned by the source of life already, by the harmony of life already. I'm just going to be part of that scene of life in a way, you can say. No? And so there will always be some connected characters, actors. No? It's just that I will not know who they are until they appear. But actually, there are so many other people also there, no? How would we know that which one are the actors part of our play and which are not? No? You know what I mean? We can never know through the mind this. But from the being, we don't need to. What happens is somehow from the being, we don't really maintain our life so much. We actually maintain ourselves, our joy, our bliss only. And that maintains everything else because that becomes a guiding light somehow to not go wrong anywhere. Like that does not go anywhere wrong, basically. You know what I mean? That bliss is a very important thing, really. Bliss, joy is a very important thing. To remain in that bliss basically is to remain in that truth of who we are and in the wisdom of who we are. Wisdom from there also. It doesn't let us go off balance somehow. Like from here we can help others. Let's say somebody is crying and we can help if we feel. Or we may not help also sometimes because it looks like going off balance somehow. Now we may sometime appear to be like helping at a social, personal, individual level, but we are not social, personal or individual anymore. We are being now. No? Like more, we flow more in the way of existence, not in the way of a person or individual. Like we are able to sense somehow this going off balance or not going, remaining in the balance. This remaining in the balance has a lot of rewards also for us. Those rewards are again our guiding light in a way for us, like a light on the floor. No? It keep telling us move this side little bit, then little bit this side. Like that. Like once you start remaining in the being that you are, you start something new opens up for you, like a totally new way of being and exploring and living and deepening of that also. So that deepening of that joy of being and truth of who we are, that is that guiding light in a way. Before we were seeking for joy, you know, before we were doing everything for joy, to experience joy. Now we are doing everything to express joy. There is a big difference. The joy which we already have, we are doing everything now to express it. Not because we are trying to, give, like donate something to life or something. No, this is the way life is. When there is a joy, it wants to express itself. No, it's like this. That's why we don't try to do our office work joyfully now. Rather, we have no other option. Because we are joyful all the time now. So whatever we do joyfully only. So that becomes like a medium to spend that joy which we have all the time now. Like it start coming out of our being, our body, mind and everything. And the more this expression from the being comes into the body mind, this is what is the light of being. It is the light of truth coming out. This is that light. And that light somehow reveals the more and more the fundamental truth of life. To itself, no? To the being that we are. Or to the being that is, basically. Thank you. I think it's nice. It's beautiful.
Thank you, Rajee. Thank you.
Namaste. Um, Thank you so much. This very, very beautiful satsang. And it's like being is dancing, I can say.
Yeah, this is
Because
celebration, no? Being
it's
is dancing.
celebration. It's like a feeling free from work, like always doing some work. Okay, this is like this. This should be like this. Today I feeling no, nothing. Like first time understood what is the meaning of doing nothing. You always find some correction, and this is like this. So
Yeah.
always some little correction always going on. But today I feel no. Today you were just showing that what is really meaning of doing nothing and just relax. Thank you very, very much. Ji. Thank you. Ji.
Mm. It is true that we are not doing anything, no? Here right now. It doesn't mean that we are not. It doesn't mean that we are not joyful, blissful, happy, or flowing, no? No, we are very much here. We very much are who we are truly, living the truth of who we are, and very blissful, very joyful, very, like celebrating. No? So basically, everything is here in a way. Don't believe that thoughts, feelings, and that those egoic structures have demolished or collapsed completely or disappeared or evaporated. All of them are there. What happened? Why we are so happy? Because satsang basically means spending time with a being who is free to learn how to taste being free and how to now after that remain free. No? It's a very basic fundamental thing, no? So this is why I am living my freedom and you choosing to join me. No? Hey, let's live this freedom. This is beautiful. So we are not working, we are only living the freedom right now. And I feel it makes sense to live the freedom right now. Like first, let us live the freedom together. Then think about it that, okay, how to get it for me like permanently, how to not go back in the previous. Then think after that, no? Before that, if we think, we are not going to be accurate in our thinking because we have not tasted the freedom yet. No? So let us taste the freedom first. No? This is what I am calling celebration. When we meet, celebration happens, meaning we live the freedom that we are. Then we can think about it, and we should actually. Because we have still patterns or identification with that and we will fall back into that. So we should do something about it. We can discuss also, here also we discuss. No? But it is really very important to live that freedom which you are living right now. Because it is such a nourishment for the being and assurance also that it is possible. Otherwise we are continuously dependent on the way of the false self, way of the individual self. Living this joy, this celebration is the way of the being. Like I am going to deal with everything, but I always am here. Why should I deny my existence, my truth, for solving any problems of life? Rather, actually, it should be the opposite. No? And you know why we deny our existence when we are trying to solve problems in the spiritual context? Because as soon as we accept our existence, most of our problems and that one who is reporting the problem will disappear. That's why. So we have two options now. We keep that one who is reporting the problems and that set of problems and keep working on them, or live the truth of who we are. These are the two basic choices now we have. No? And you are choosing right now, no, I want to live the truth of who I am. I don't want to remain, in that basket where there is someone who is always complaining and seeing the problems and trying to solve them. It is said that if you have someone in your group who is good at disaster management, then be alert that your group will be surrounded by disasters mostly. Because this one will need some work to do. No? And one funny thing here is that you, the being right now, who is the bliss itself, the celebration itself, you have been working for this one who complains, who sees problems. This one should be working for you, no? If this one works for you, then your life story is life of joy, bliss, celebration, no? And if not, then life of suffering or struggle or unhappiness. Life struggles are fine, challenges are okay. Like, nobody is really given so much challenges in a way that they cannot handle in the physical, mental level. I'm not talking about attacks or something, that has some other story maybe. But generally, like my Lord never gives me so much pressure, you know, uh, stress on my muscles or bones that they break. It gives only this much pressure that they become strong. Or the hidden strength of my bones and muscles is revealed. I'm not talking about physical muscles and bones. I'm talking about the being. Yeah. It's beautiful or no?
Very, very beautiful. It's like all confusion and all question is disappear. It's like, why I'm wasting time?
Somebody was asking something similar, like a question to Papaji was asked that it is said that it is necessary to go through suffering to wake up. He said, no, this is not at all true. You know what I mean? Like, we have our own set of assumptions about spirituality, spiritual awakening. And that is what takes long time in getting out of it. You know what I mean? It is true actually. If you notice, when Guruji say that it is possible to wake up right now to who you are, it looks like, what are you saying? It looks like too much, you know what I mean? Like, no, it cannot be true. Maybe not. But at least it is possible to see through our beliefs, or see that they are beliefs, that they are like blind spot. What I mean by clarity, when I say clarity, clarity simply means that bringing more light than we have in the mind. Keeping more light in the mind than we have right now, light of awareness. Keeping, not bringing only, keeping also. Increasing the light as a whole. Clarity simply means this, no? Then we will see the falsity of most of the things which are running inside us and our attachment to them or our involvement with them also. Like, oh, what is this? Why? Like when a thought happens inside us, a feeling happens inside us, we don't think that whether I should think about it or not. We don't take time. We get involved with it, and then afterward we think that what I'm thinking about it and why I'm thinking about it. You know, like there's no gap between a thought arising inside us and we getting involved with it. There should be a gap, that's what I'm saying. There should be a gap. A thought arises and we just remain. Not doing anything. Not doing anything. Still not doing anything. Still not doing anything. Still not doing. Like till the very last moment, we should try to not do anything about it. Last moment in the sense that when it is proven to us that through our wisdom that it is useful for me, important for me right now, for my practical life or for my life, existence in the body, or we get pulled, let's say, helplessly, like I fallen into it. I could not remain out of it. Until then, we should try not to do anything. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's like a one thing. Thought arises, we start thinking about it. This is just like a one thing always, one thing. Thought means thought energy. So thank you. I think it's good. Through this meditation, dhyan and satsang, we can learn so much fundamentally about everything. And we can get so much freedom from everything. Freedom is not really that I should not remain as an individual. Freedom basically is that I should live as an individual when I want to, and I should not when I don't want to. This is freedom, no? So I think it's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Pranam Rajee ji. Today's meeting is very useful for me in every aspect. Means to see the clearly mind, how the mind is working, and what is the simple um, simple answer for that. And it's I feel it's practically with me, means not only listen and understand with mind, but Prajot questions answer when you are giving, it's I feel it is just like happening and it is so beautiful and it is so easy. Ji. Thank you so much. Ji.
Thank you. Actually, our greatest strength is our own self being that we are. And in that direction, we are mostly kind of, you can say, what we call asleep. Asleep basically means that unaware that we are. Unaware that we are the being. Unaware that what power we have, that joy that we have. And in satsang, that possibility is the easiest thing to attain in a way. In satsang, this is the easiest thing, most simple and fastest possibility in satsang is to feel who we are, feel that joy of being, feel that, like coming to that natural self-awareness. No? And that changes everything. Now you suddenly start seeing what you are seeing now. Yeah? Oh, because of this you are seeing this. Not that because of lot of sadhana of the mind. A lot of sadhana of the mind can give us very little bit relative growth only. No? Very little bit. Like we can see ourselves behaving as a person, but we cannot stop ourselves behaving as that. You know what I mean? This much only is possible in a way. This much of this kind of things are possible in the mind level. From the being level, everything. Choose just not to do anything, from the being and see your power. You will, oh my God, like, all those great tendencies in front of whom we bow down every day. Oh my God, please leave me alone. I am troubled. They will come to you, folded hands like this. Like, please give me some energy. I am dying. This is your power of the being. Self-contained, complete, blissful, true, eternal all the time. And it is not that we cannot continue playing the role of individual now. We can actually. But we will not be the same individual which we have been for a long time. Try to understand this. We have been living as the same individual self for a long time. However, we are the self. Now we will live as the individual self as and when. Now we will actually play the role, knowing very well that it is a role I play. I wear the cloth of the individual, and then I take off those clothes into my natural, openness. It's just like openness, no? It is so true, but just like so simple, like openness, like a experience of innocence and purity. No? You know what I mean? That is the pure being that we are. So mostly we are identified with the same person, same individual self, and we are afraid that will die. But that never exists. Meaning that is not a self. You are the self. No? Self does not die. Self cannot die. The self-image never lived. It was never true. It is what it is. It is even now what it was before. No? Do you see what I'm saying? So this is that dream in which the self is caught up. That I will die. No, you will not. You can never die. But I will not be the same self. This is true. This is true. If it stops anyone, then make sure that it is true really. You will not be the same self. And our relations with life also are not going to be really same in one sense. And yet they are same in a way. At least I did not notice mostly people noticing it from the other side so easily. They cannot notice. They feel something is different, but not so much.
And one very beautiful thing also I want to share. Like before, I clear the things with you and I forget again. And this time I just feel it is whatever interaction happen with us and I get clarity, it's remain with me. I mean, I did not go again and back. And I feel like this. And this so feel strength.
Again, this is same thing. It is your strength. It is your strength of you. And you are a simple thing. You are timeless. You are undivided, indivisible, cannot be divided, deconstructed. But you are simple in nature. And that's why you maybe did not notice. You were searching for something great in the name of being, the self. And you don't know your powers. Once you remember something, once you see something, you cannot unsee it. You cannot forget it. And you don't need to even remember it also. It just remains in you. Thank you. Very, very good. Very good, ji, very good. Thank you. My Guru and my Lord is so kind on us, no? Today. Because only He knows the knots of our heart, of our being, what is stopping us, no? And He is able to shower His love in such a way that those knots are opening up now, no? From inside. I'm feeling very blessed to be present in this meeting. Try to understand that there are two things which happen in satsang. If we can identify them clearly, one thing which is useful, one thing which is true. What is true is the being, living of truth that happens. That is true. Cannot be described, cannot be understood, but only can be lived. What we call dhyan actually is like a beginning of satsang. Satsang is nothing but an extension of dhyan, no? The being, living the being, no? So this is the truth part of the satsang. Another part is explanations, discussions. They are useful, not that they are truth. They can help us fall back into the truth of who we are. Not that they are truth themselves. You know what I mean? Although they have such power that they can create detachment or cause detachment in the mind also. Light can grow more in the mind also. They have such a power. But they are not truth themselves. No? Let us be clear about these two things and then we can use both very, very well. We try to feel in a way or not understand the pointing sometime, which is not okay. We try to understand the meditation many times, which is also not okay. No, when meditation is happening, satsang is happening, that time we need to live it, not trying to understand it. No? living in satsang or living dhyan is a very different thing. It does not support in any way ourself in remaining in the individual self. And in every way, it supports us to fall back out of individual self into the truth of who we are. You know, this is actually dhyan and satsang. However, discussion is necessary and will happen, and let us understand what it is. Discussion is something that we should keep for future. Truth is something we should live right now. You know, dhyan and satsang is something we live right now. Discussion is something we keep for future. No? Both are useful actually in their own way. No? I am not able to create division between these two anymore from my side. You have to only maintain that division now in you. I cannot, because both continuously live in me, like both remain continuous, I noticed. Like living of the truth also, and even when talking is happening. So all of you can choose in that way, that right now I want to live the truth, then not listening so much what is being shared, but just living the truth in that moment. You know what I mean? And no, right now I want to understand. Okay, then listen more carefully and clearly what is being discussed. Like this. Because you are also the being. You can, generally I found you cannot be in the same state or force yourself to be in the same state for a long time. Sometime you will find yourself in, I just want to live the truth beautifully. And sometime, no, I want to think, discuss, understand. You know, like let's keep it more natural in a way inside us, so that we can remain more relaxed and less stressed in satsang. No? Less stressed in satsang is also a very important part. So very good, thank you. Astha, I think you wanted to talk something? Not very sure, but...
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, Rajee. It just almost felt you are reading my mind and you are sharing everything that you are sharing. It's just, reaching straight here in the heart, because earlier I was feeling, I want to share with you, I could not connect in the earlier part of the satsang. And I was just thinking to myself, I was forcing myself, okay, I'll just listen. I tried like everything, but I just could not connect. And then, and maybe I said to you in my heart also that, Rajee, I'm not able to connect. And then every word, when you had that conversation with Prachiji, each and every word is like, oh my God, Rajee is just made it so clear for me. He's reminded me again that you are, the reason is because I'm just trying to be in the problem and trying to solve the problem. I'm in the mind. You said so many things, just be joyful and every expression will be joyful. It's just about, one is the explanation on what you're saying, one is the explanation, which also is very important. It was so useful for me. What every little word you said, it just reminded me that, okay, this is what, you need to come back. And yes, and then be the truth also. So both are so important. So that so useful, both the things.
Nice.
And for me, both happening. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. That you can connect to it like this. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's like a miracle, I feel that. How can that be that Rajee is just talking each and every word that, it's just like straight away connecting and where I was struggling. So thank you so much.
I would have been happy also if what you are saying, that I am a mind reader, would have been true. No, I would have been happy, but it's not true. It is just happening. It is me and you both together that it is happening like this. I am not doing something, like I am not special in any way. I am only present. And as you are also present, please understand, this is that magic, this is where the magic is happening. Neither I am doing almost anything, nor you are almost doing anything, but you are devoted in a way to this moment, present, interested, available, like this. So that is creating that magic. Yeah, it's true. And so much more is possible together like this. Because we are being. You don't understand, we are being. And being is actually one. Can you imagine the power of this one being? Nobody can imagine its power. How powerful it is. Like it is almighty actually. It is all the power. Allowing yourself to feel the truth of who you are, no? In satsang. Is what is your contribution. That's why it has happened to you like this. That you allowed. Because beloved, in the direction of truth, we are our own resistance and we are our own friend also. So when you are not, you yourself not in the way of revelation of truth, that is what is happening now, Asta. It's nice, thank you. Yeah, I want to say one more thing about it, that when we start waking up, we don't come to a special state of being. We come to the true state of being or natural state of being. However, right now we are in a special state of being. In the individual self, we are in a special state of being. Right now we are in a special state of being. A special being that it is not natural, it is not effortless. There is an effort to remain in this state. So that's why we can never feel totally free from stress. Because there is a stress of effort, being like a stress of that effort which is being made continuously. Who is making? We are making, no? In meditation, we not only learn to remain effortlessly who we are, we also learn how we make effort or what effort we are making. That wisdom start waking up. The wisdom connected to effortlessness is the same wisdom which can detect and show us clearly the efforts that we make. No? Because it is a fundamental wisdom in the being. No? Like this. So that is what has happened, I feel, Asta. You just got to see in one shot so many things. And it is my joy also to meet you like this when you are meeting me as a being. Very nice. We are almost at the end of this meeting now. Unless, if somebody wants to say quickly something, you can say. Otherwise, then we end this.
Beloved, today's satsang has been a lifesaver for me. Nice. I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know how to say thank you so much. Enough way to really be sufficient to reach you. And I just want to request and pray that whatever remains, if you can knock those off as well. Like the arrogance that you talked of and everything else that you talked of that comes in the way exist here. And I know only you can knock them off.
there was a two lines of a poetry. एक ना एक शम्मा अंधेरे में जलाए रखिए, सुबह होने को है माहौल बनाए रखिए. Always keep one or the other lamp lit, yeah, in the darkness. It is about to be morning. It is about to break the morning very soon. Let us keep that environment, that inner environment, no? So that is the effort that you should make also. Like keep something, some light of truth always inside you. Whether it is light of living of your own being, whether listening to some recording, whether attending satsang, or whether doing some sadhana. Always keep that light, because it is time. This is the most difficult part of awakening. That what happens in the absence of light of who we are, or light of self-awareness, is seen by us as a life, and as ourself also in it, and everything. And the answer to that may be relatively given through spiritual growth, through effort, but ultimately the answer is awakening. No? Meaning answer is light of truth only, not working on anything actually. So if your time has come to wake up, then depend on light only. Do not fight with darkness anymore. See darkness as an event, or eventual only, that okay, it is so right now as a fact. But don't try to give it meaning anymore. If we can, don't give it meaning anymore. Don't add a story to it anymore. See it as how it is, and live the light of truth more and more. Because those who live the light of the truth, they simply become free into who they are. They don't fight with anything, they don't remove anything, they don't destroy anything also. Because there is nothing there to be destroyed, or removed, killed, or, in that way. Nobody can give us light of truth, but we can live the light of truth together. That is what is satsang. No? What I share dhyan also is that effort to live that light of truth inside us. Like as soon as you stop doing anything and you devote your space of individual consciousness to not doing anything, to this moment, the light of truth start arising from the source into it, kind of pierces into our individuality, also. Like this. So this is what I insist dhyan and satsang, like that. And the more light of truth will grow inside us, the more fundamental clarity will grow also. And I know it's not that easy as we are talking right now. But that's why satsang is offered to us like a support, because it's not that easy. But it is very important to have clarity. Clarity is not that now I know what to do. No, clarity may be also that I now know that I cannot do anything. So let me just sit quietly. Like there was a movie, particular movie, Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. And he has been caught by the bad guys into a very small shell. And he's not trying to open the door. No, he's not doing any of those things. He's just quietly sitting on the floor. He's just quietly sitting on the floor. He's letting it be processed. He's not in a hurry to process it. You know what I mean? Like this. Because our higher power works when, or we are at our best when we let it happen rather than trying to do it. Like in the practical life, in the personal life, this is not a advice. Because if you let your things go, they will definitely go. Somebody will take them, no? So it's not a advice for that. But internally, if we try to do, because here nobody is stealing anything. And this is the problem of some people also, that nobody is stealing my bad feelings, my bad thoughts or bad, states. Somebody please come and steal it. No. So nobody is doing anything here inside. If we also don't do anything here, our higher possibilities open up for processing, for everything also. You know what I mean? So not doing anything is a very powerful gesture of the being. It is not a dull state, okay, let's not do anything. Now everything will remain same tomorrow. If everything remains same tomorrow, we must be doing a lot that time. If we truly don't do anything, so much transformation can happen or change can happen in our understanding also about it. No? You know what I mean? You are the being, beloved, remember. When you retract yourself, from doing, you are at your best to bring everything into harmony, inside you. The only thing that comes in the way here is our attachment to being the individual self that we are habitual of. That comes in the way. No? Because that engagement does not let us not do anything. It is kind of a difficult thing to see that individual self that we take ourselves to be lives on our engagement with it continuously. If we don't engage with it, it will die. Because it is not a thing in itself. We are the being. It is not a being itself. It is being maintained by the being that we are truly. No? We are continuous or constant. We are constant. Our individual self is continuous. Anything which is continuous is also discontinuous. No? You know what I mean? So there is no continuity without discontinuity. You know what I mean? In that way. That's why we are not individual self when we are in deep sleep. No? Or when we are shocked also sometimes, no? By life or something. We are not individual self, no? That time. But we are still there. No? Spiritual growth in a way is when the individual self is becoming more wise in a way, more light and balanced also in a way, like the energies are more balanced and more light and more conscious in a way. So this is what is individual self becoming better in one sense. And the being that you are is becoming fed up also with being individual. That contributes a lot also to it. And these two things are parallelly working, happening inside us continuously. That we, the pure being, is fed up of being the individual also. Meaning the more we are fed up, the higher possibility that we are going to start waking up now. No? But contribution of spiritual growth or balancing of our energy and everything is immense actually. Because the less rigid our energies are, the more the being that we are can flow through them when living as itself, no? More easily, basically. That's what it means. Because, beloved, try to understand. Very, very humbly, I am trying to say this, which is a very important thing, and somehow we all are trying to not listen to it. That you are a nothing. You are a absolute formlessness. And you have been living as a somebody in the body. And that's why all the energies of body mind are used to of living with a somebody as the center of it. Now when the center of it is going to be nothing and nobody, it's not going to be easy for them to function, continue functioning in the same way. No? That's why the flexibility of energy is important. Balance basically is nothing but flexibility. How much more flexible our energies can be, the better. In that way, I feel it is important. So I think it's very good. Thank you. Thank you. So it was again very, very nice, a festival of truth, and love, peace, joy, bliss with all of you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you.